Away from that to security matters, the national president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, says that the Congress's planned nationwide protest on December 17 remains sacrosanct. He made the statement shortly after a courtesy visit to the chairman of the 19 Northern State Governors Forum and governor of Gombe State, Inuwa Yahaya, in Gombe, the capital city of the state. Ajaero said the protest would demand decisive government action against insecurity, stressing that the situation now affects every Nigerian, regardless of status or occupation. He said banditry and violent crimes were alien to Nigeria's culture and must be collectively condemned to reverse what he described as a national and dangerous narrative. To discuss this, we're joined by a public affairs analyst, Joe. Mr. Joe, thank you so much for coming around. Now, supporters of the NLC argue that its grievances are valid, but is this the right time for an industrial action given the current national situation?
The truth is, we cannot afford to drop the ball. The president has said so much, but it's too cold for comfort when you look at the state of insecurity in Nigeria. So talk. The action are not commensurate with the talk. Imagine that even with the call by the president to withdraw VIP protection, the last we have heard from the IGP was only a paltry 11,866 people withdrawn. That was like 2 weeks ago. We don't know what the figures are looking like now. A lot still needs to be done if we are going to overcome our insecurity. So, for me, the Nigeria Labour Congress and the labor unions having their own voice and protesting the state of insecurity is a welcome development because all hands have to be on deck. As they said, the major victims of insecurity are even the workers, whether you are a farmer, or you are a trader, or you are even a teacher or public servant or civil servant, or even business owners. These have been prime targets and prime victims of insecurity. A lot of people you find in IDP camps, internally displaced camps today, are people who are economically active and should ordinarily be at their business centers trying to earn income. But today, they are harbored in IDP centers and dependent on government for survival. So it's a welcome development that the Nigeria Labour Congress has deemed it fit to go on a day protest to call attention for the spiraling situation to be controlled. We know it's not possible to eradicate insecurity, but at least compared to what we used to have in the 70s and 80s, which is high level, which was tolerable at that time. Today, we are facing insurgency, we are facing banditry, we are facing elders farmers clashes, a lot of displacement, and Nigeria is not smiling. Even during this festive period, a lot of concerns have been expressed about security of lives and property during this festive season. So it's in order for NLC to do what it has planned to do.
In addressing Nigeria's insecurity, some Nigerians are saying that, that the government has actually performed creditably. I mean, you can talk about the ongoing talks that has progressed between Nigeria and the U.S. in tackling insecurity, terrorism in the country, the appointment of Christopher Musa as defense chief, and of course, the approval for the recruitment of about 50,000 personnel to join the security apparatus, and several directives that the president has given to, of course, the security chiefs to deal with banditry. I mean, isn't that appreciable, or should I say encouraging, that the president is actually doing this to tackle insecurity crisis in the country?
It's not enough. We need to match talk with action. 50,000 to be recruited. And I say how? The infrastructure that is on ground cannot even train 10,000 because just like a month ago, the federal government has just set up a committee headed by Governor Peter Amba of Enugu State to go around our police training institutions and see how they can fix the intolerable, the very appalling state of this training institution. So you want to train 50,000 when your facilities could not even effectively train 10,000. When the president is saying that they should use NYC camps, NYC camps they are designed to train police. So we need to expand facility. A lot still needs to be done before we'll get to that level that Nigerians can say we can sleep with our eyes closed. I'm not saying government is not doing anything, but it is one thing to have all of these blueprints or roadmap or design or architectural, permutations. But until when it translates to people feeling safe in their respective communities, whether it's rural communities or urban centers, we will not stop talking about this. I've written so many. In fact, in the month of November, out of four articles I wrote for my column in The Punch, 3 were on the issue of insecurity, how government can resolve this issue. So we cannot stop talking. And those who can protest should protest. The other day, the Lamode women were protesting the insecurity in their community, and some of them were shot. About 11 of them were allegedly shot by the military. Some claim they are militias, but that has been recorded. So we cannot just keep our eyes closed and say government is doing. Yes, we know government is not sleeping, but until when you and I feel safe, according to the provision of Section 14, subsection 2B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which says security and welfare shall be the primary purpose of government. Until when we achieve that security, we cannot stop talking, we cannot stop protesting until when we are feeling safe.
Of course, just as you have said, we see many Nigerians, saying that their communities, roads and streets are increasingly unsafe, and that the leaders appear insulated from these realities. You just said that a lot needs to be done. So what concrete steps are needed by the Nigerian government and the community to tackle insecurity and even rebuild public confidence?
A lot. For instance, what are we doing to control the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, which is floating across the country? They said 70% of small arms and light weapons in West African sub-region are domiciled in Nigeria. And I still haven't seen a concrete solution about security of our borders. Our borders are porous. That's one. Two, all the governors, northern governors, southern governors, have called for what they call state police. The National Assembly is still dragging on concluding the amendment of the Constitution to enable this state policing. Because all the vigilante groups you have set up, they cannot carry automatic rifles. They can only carry pump action, ding guns, and maybe use of charms. But the bandits are coming with AK-49, AK-47, and even drones and all of that. So we need state policing system that can match fire for fire with the bandits. Then the issue of technology, how much of technology have we been able to infuse into the fight? The other day, there was an altercation between Senator Ali Dume and the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, on the floor of Senate, about whether Nigeria has satellite surveillance equipment that can help us to even pinpoint the locations of these bandits and insurgents to be able to neutralize them and take proactive measures. We are told that there are four satellite surveillance equipment, but they are not enough. So a lot of technology needs to be infused into the fight against insecurity. We need to amend our legislations to allow for state policing. It is a good step that the federal government under President Tinubu has approved of forest guards, but these forest guards have not been deployed. And they need to be deployed with sophisticated equipment so that they can perform the role expected of them.
Okay, let me also get...
The citizens also have a role to play.
Yeah, let me quickly get your opinion on this. Now, government officials in recent days have claimed that bandit hideouts are impenetrable by bombs, that they rely on foreign internet services, and now they use sophisticated telecom networks, and so it's hard for them to be tracked. So when we hear the government or the president speak in a particular manner saying that insecurity should be dealt with, then we have representatives of governments make this kind of statements. Do these explanations or reactions suggest a government really prepared to end insecurity in the country?
That's exactly why we need professionals at the end of affairs. I think that statement was credited to the immediate past Minister of Defense, Badaro. Is it Badaro?
Yes, Badaro.
Former Jigawa State Governor. It was the one that was said to have said that where the bandits are, the bomb cannot penetrate. But that's speaking from the angle of ignorance. There are drones. When American government killed the deputy to Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan, they didn't have to go shooting him. They sent drones to kill him. They already monitored what he does as a routine, that in the evening he comes out to take fresh air. And they sent an unmanned drone to neutralize him. A lot can be done without with technology. So when somebody in government is saying that some places the bomb cannot penetrate, why, unless you don't have the right caliber of bombs, and in any event, we thank God that it's been replaced, and I look forward to the replacement of Matawale too, because of the swelling controversy around this person. Of course, he remains innocent until proven guilty, but all these revelations about his compromisable positions when he was governor of Zamfara State, I think the president would do well to replace him. He can redeploy him to another ministry for all I care, but at least as Minister of State for Defense, I think Matawale should be deployed from that, and then bring in another professional like General Christopher Musa to work with him in that area. So that would be my own thing. But it does also have to be with kinetic and non-kinetic approach. Government also must double down on unemployment and on poverty, because these are the drivers of insecurity. These are why people are vulnerable to being recruited into criminal gangs.
All right, thank you so much, Jide Odo, for sharing your thoughts with us on the news.
It's my pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your week.
And you too.